Warning: Geeking Toyetic is a show aimed at the adult collector, and as such features adult language and humor that is not appropriate for younger audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
In this episode of Geeking Toyetic, we're going to do some unboxing of some new monster toys. It's been a while, and it's the season for monsters, so let's check that out coming up now. Welcome everybody to another episode of Geeking Toyetic. I'm your host Larry Roberts, and on this show we talk about toys. All kinds of toys, old toys, new toys, vintage, retro toys, modern toys, anything about toys, I am all about it. So I am here to do a very special episode where we're just going to do a couple of quick unboxings. And a couple of these I was really hoping I would get in time for the Halloween season, and lo and behold, right here during Halloween week, I got these toys. Now, unfortunately, by the time you see this, Halloween will have just passed, but I still thought it'd be a lot of fun to share these on camera with you and, share my initial impressions of these toys. What toys am I talking about? Well, I have two boxes here. The first one is a box that comes from none other than NECA. A lot of people, especially if you collect monster toys, you are familiar with NECA because they have all kinds of really cool monster toys that they do. Not least of which, the one that's probably the most, successful and a little bit controversial right now to some collectors due to difficulty getting their hands on some of these, is none other than the NECA Ben Cooper series. I'm talking specifically about the figures where they look like children wearing old school retro Ben Cooper costumes. Now, real quick, I'm sure most of you that are watching this probably know what Ben Cooper is, but if you don't, Ben Cooper was a brand of Halloween costumes. And if you grew up back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s, you probably are familiar with these costumes because they're the ones that most of them had the funny, thin plastic or paper type mask with the rubber band that you put around your head and the eye slots cut out, and then it would have either some kind of plastic cape or usually some sort of plastic costume smock looking thing on there. You don't see kids walking around in these nowadays, but for those of us that grew up back in the day when these things were all the rage, we have a lot of nostalgia for them, and NECA knew that. So as such, they started just about a year ago coming out with these Ben Cooper figures. Dracula and Vampire and Frankenstein and the Creature and many more. They've got several waves of them out now. I'm not going to waste time talking about that. There are videos online. In fact, I recommend going and checking out Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror, where he talks about this. He just did a video the other day where he pretty thoroughly talks about these NECA Ben Cooper figures. It's a really great video, and I suggest you go check that out if you want to know more about it. But what I have here in this box, little spoiler before I open it, is an exclusive figure that was only available to people that either went to the New York Comic Con this year, or if you were fortunate enough to get your order in online. They did put out a number of these that you could order from the NECA website, and I was fortunate enough to get a pre-order in. All right, enough of my talking. Let's get to some unboxing. See what we've got in here. Plenty of bubble wrap, that's a good thing. Some of these things, man, if you've seen any of my record unboxings that I've done for my vinyl stuff, they have not been shipping things as well as I would like. So I'm very happy to see that at least with NECA and this toy that they are shipping things accordingly. Getting rid of that receipt, don't need that. More bubble wrap. And what do we have? Yes, indeed. This is exciting, so I'll show it to you first before I even take a look. There it is. The NECA Ben Cooper. Now, this is a glow-in-the-dark one. As you can see, if you're familiar with the line, you know that the other ones that have come out up until now, at least in waves 1 and 2, they were in the blue early 70s version of the Ben Cooper monster costume boxes. Now, this comes in a black version of the box, which I think looks awesome. I'm very happy with this. So this is a sort of a re-release of the skeleton that was in Series 1. And you can see here that this is a skeleton female figure this time. But yeah, there you go. So there was the only one they did. This was an exclusive for the New York Comic-Con in October of 2024. I believe I got the order in for this. What was that? Maybe it was either late September or early October when they did announce this, and they put up a very, very limited amount. These things sold out in minutes. I think they only put it up for brief periods of time over the course of a couple of days. And I do know some other people that got this, so I'm happy they got it, but I know some people that complain they didn't get it. I think you probably, I'm sure you can find this on eBay and other places on the aftermarket. I would say get it now while you can, because all of these NECA Ben Cooper figures are skyrocketing in price. That first series, man, those are so expensive now. It's ridiculous. That's why I was particularly excited to see this, because again, this was from the first series and I did not get this one from the first series. So even though it is different, it's not just a straight up reissue. They did change it. They changed the gender. They changed the fact that this is a glow in the dark one, but I'm still just happy to get it because I love the skeleton costume. I think that's super cool. And yeah, this is just a really sharp looking figure. I will be covering these more in the future as I get more of them, because I did just do a pre-order for, I think it was wave 4 or maybe it was wave 5. I can't even keep up with this anymore. They're really coming out pretty quickly, or at least the pre-orders are coming out. I don't think we're going to see any of them actually in hand until probably after the holidays, so maybe early first quarter 2025. And when I get them, I will unbox them here with you if you like what you see and hear. And on that note, before I go any further, yes, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that button to notify you when new video content is coming out, because we're going to be doing all sorts of new stuff. And what better way to find out than to subscribe? So do that. So this other box, you may be wondering where this is coming from. Well, this is from PlaidStallions.com. Yes, I've talked plenty about Plaid Stallions over the years on this channel. Brian Heiler is a great guy, and he knows all about this stuff. And he's done other exclusive figures through the PlaidStallions.com site, but he recently teamed up with other people to bring back a sort of revisiting or reimagining of the old 1970s Lincoln monsters. Some months ago, he put up a thing announcing that he was going to be doing pre-sales for 2 of those monsters. I'm very excited to see this. Just getting a new NECA monster was exciting enough for me, but the fact that I'm getting these 2, this is awesome. So here we go. We're going to open this box. Okay, I think I got it open now. This was taped very well, which is a good thing. Oh, as always, anytime I order anything from Plaid Stallions, there's always all sorts of cool extra stuff. So I got, yeah, okay, so here's the thing. The way they did this was you could order these figures in advance. You could pre-order it, and the pre-orders, you could either get them individually for $29.95 a piece. There's 2 figures that you'll see in a moment, or you could get the Blood-O-Rama Shockfest double feature box for $54.95. And as an added bonus, if you did pre-orders, you would get a Lincoln Monster Club kit while supplies last, they said. So I'm guessing this is part of that kit. All right, so yeah, we got this button that says Member of the Lincoln Monsters Club. That's pretty cool. And the Lincoln Monsters are very much beloved by a lot of people my age and around that age group, because we remember these from Ben Franklin and Kresge stores, you know, and the 5 and dime type stores. These were really cool monsters to have, and they were not many people saved these figures, and they were a little fragile, so finding these now is very expensive. So the fact that they're doing a re-release of sorts of these, or a reimagining of these, is really cool. And I should add, I keep talking about Plaid Stallions, but Plaid Stallions did this in conjunction with White Elephant Toys. Now, I've talked about White Elephant Toys here on the channel in the past. I've done unboxing of their stuff. I love White Elephant. They come up with such creative figures, especially monsters and space alien monsters. I've shown them before. You can go back and watch the stuff that I unboxed in past episodes. So when I found out Plaid Stallions and White Elephant were doing this together, I knew I had to get my pre-order in. In this box, we've got an ad for this White Elephant Toys Teenage Bog Monster. From the darkest depths of the Louisiana swamps creeps the teenage bog monster. So this is total like 50s, 60s kind of, you know, B-grade horror movie stuff that I just love. All right, you're like, okay, quit talking. We want to see what's in the box. Me too. So here we go. Opening up the package. Oh, first of all, we have an inflatable stretch monster. So this is just like a vinyl stretch monster. Hang on, I'm gonna blow this up because I want to show you guys what this is like. I did it. I blew him up. It literally took like 5 seconds. Look at this guy. That is great. Come on. Oh, even the smell of it. It smells like an old toy from the 70s. And I don't mean like dusty and old. No, I mean like the new toy smell. Oh, I miss that smell. Yeah, that reminds me of being in like a Ben Franklin or an American Sales store when I was a kid. So underneath, and appropriately going along with the stretch monster here, we have the issue of Toy Ventures that features Stretch Monster on the cover. I've talked plenty about Toy Ventures in the past. I'm sure some of you have probably seen my reviews of them. This magazine gets better and better with each issue, and nobody's paying me to say this. This wasn't free. I paid for all of this. I'm saying it because I am a huge fan of this magazine. Oh, look at this. Look at that fold out. Look how fantastic that is. This magazine is just chock full of great stuff. It's put together and written by, of course, Brian Heiler, but so many other people, Rob Chatlin, of course, Chris Franklin, so many great names that I have had the pleasure of knowing and meeting over the years. They know their stuff. I can't recommend this magazine highly enough. If you're into vintage toys from the 60s through the 90s, really, check this out. It's not all the typical stuff. You're not going to find just a ton of typical Star Wars and Transformers and all that stuff in here. This gets into some really cool forgotten toy lines, and it'll really dig deep in there and pull out some faded old memories that you're going to be really happy to reminisce about. So yeah, anyway, this came in here too, so I'm very happy to get that. I'm going to delve into that shortly. Also, there is an envelope in here. Oh, it is the Lincoln Monster Club. Ooh, that's exciting. I get excited about this stuff. You can laugh at me if you want, but I think this is pretty cool. This reminds me of, did any of you out there, let me know in the comments, did any of you out there back in the 70s or the 60s, 80s, I mean, they did this over the years, did any of you ever join any of like the fan clubs, whether it was like a $6 Million Man fan club that Kenner had, or Star Wars, or any Universal Monsters kind of things, anything like that? Did you ever join a fan club and you would wait for weeks and weeks? It felt like an eternity. And finally you'd get that envelope in the mail, and you just couldn't wait to get in there. And it would be like 8x10 pictures or posters or maybe cards or a pin or a patch, stuff like that. Brian and everybody over there at Plaid Stallions, as well as at White Elephant Toys, they totally get that stuff, and they add that all in here, and it just enhances the experience. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh, I love it. Here we go. So this is kind of like a little flyer poster kind of thing for the Lincoln Monsters. That is awesome. Love it. Odeon Toys. Yeah, that's actually the brand, so to speak. That's Brian's toy brand there is Odeon. Oh, that's cool, man. Look at that. The Power of Frankenstein, Spectra X. Look at that. But that is super cool. And then it comes with a certificate of membership. This is what I was talking about. This is the kind of thing you would get back in the day when we were kids, and you would join up with these like fan club type things. Lincoln Monsters, certificate of membership and beneficiary agreement. This certificate is proudly presented to me. You are now a full-fledged member of the Lincoln Monster Club and insured by Lloyd's of London. That's a lot of L's on there. For $1,000 against death by fright during the Bloodorama Shock Festival. Signature Radu Warlock. Date September 25th, 1976. It's silly and fun. These are people that get it because they're collectors and they're enthusiasts like us. That's a lot of fun. That is super cool. I will definitely be putting this on the shelf along with my new figures. And all right, here we go. I know the part you've really been waiting for is to see what do the figures themselves really look like. So my figures come in this really cool sort of like outer slipcase thing that looks like an old video, like a VHS or Betamax video case thing. In fact, it even says VHS on there. It's got the sticker. I don't know if any of you, if you grew up back in those days or if you collect that stuff, you remember they would often have the sticker on there that would signify the genre that says horror. And on the other side, so the one side it's got Frankenstein, the other side it has Dracula, and it says Be Kind, Rewind with Spectra X Dungeon Video. So this one is The Evil of Count Dracula, and on the other side it says The Power of Frankenstein. And so if you remove, hang on, I'm going to remove this outer sleeve, you will see that I have two figures. Yes, we have The Evil of Count Dracula here, and you can see that the artwork is done in the style of the old Lincoln toys, the old Lincoln Monster. What's it say on here? Bloodthirsty Vampire Lives Again. Lincoln Monsters, lincolnmonsters.com, Spectra X, The Evil of Count Dracula. I love it. And then this one is The Power of Frankenstein. What's it say? Created by man to destroy him. These boxes, so again, I'll explain if you can't really tell. I'm assuming you can, but these are done really, really nice. I mean, I know you've seen over the years they've done, you can buy like reproduction boxes, facsimiles to put your old Lincoln Monsters in, because getting the boxes of the originals is really, really hard. These are a step above that. These are really, really nicely done. So cool. Yeah, that looks even better than the pictures that I saw online of these. So that is the Frankenstein figure. He comes in this inner plastic tray to keep him from bouncing around, because you don't want that. You see he's got the white hands there, but it also does come with a whole bunch of other hands that you can swap them out with. So, I mean, these are made to not just be kept in the box, although, I mean, you can keep them in the box if you want to. I'm probably going to have my box displayed alongside of it, because the artwork in the box looks fantastic. But I love the idea of being able to change out the hands and really get, some different poses going for this. In fact, I'm going to take him out of the tray. There we go. That was easy enough. Oh, and he's really solid. It's really well done. I'm pretty sure this is done on the S-style body. More sturdy and a little more posable than what you would have got on an original Lincoln figure, I'm sure. But this feels great. Loving it. There you go. That's the Frankenstein. All right, and then let's open up old Dracula here. Yeah, this box is really sturdy and substantial. It's nice. It's not a flimsy box by any means. And then pulling this out. Oh man, I think I like this even more than Frankenstein. Well, I'm a Dracula fan, and I love vampires and stuff. So look at this guy. Just look at him. That's a good guy right there. That is a classic 1970s Lincoln-style Dracula. I love it. So once again, just like with Frank, he comes with a different batch of hands that you can change, so you can get different kinds of poses happening with him. I'm going to take him out of the tray here so you can really get a proper look at his costume. These are more well done than I even thought they were going to be. I'm really impressed with how nice they are. They feel really nice and sturdy. I mean, the White Elephant toy stuff usually does anyway. So this definitely fits right in with that. But look at this guy. Like that red satiny look on the sash and the cape there and the inside of the cape. It's so nice. Again, it's such a great way to do this, because the original Lincoln figures, as awesome as they are and how much we romanticize them, I mean, they were kind of done on the cheap, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. And this manages to capture that while at the same time not being cheap or looking really, cheap. Like, this doesn't look like, oh my God, what did I spend my money on? No, I'm really happy with every penny I spent on this. That is a sharp looking figure. I am very, very happy with these. Yeah, I think you guys, I don't know if Brian or anybody with Plaid Stallions, Odeon, White Elephant, I don't know if any of y'all are going to end up seeing this, but if you do, hats off to you. You did a great job with these. I am loving these so much. This makes me excited. And the fact that I got them, this box literally came on Thursday, which was Halloween. So that was pretty cool, man. You couldn't have timed that better. I think you can still order these. I'm almost certain you can. And I really highly suggest that you do. I've always recommended going and checking out the stuff they've had before. Like I said, Toy Ventures magazine and all that. This is keeping in tradition with them just putting out really awesome classic stuff that appeals to people like myself and hopefully to a bunch of you as well. That's it for me. I don't really know what else to say about it. I want to just go and start messing with these figures and set them up and maybe put the different hands on there and see what they look like on the shelves behind me. Let me know if you order these figures. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think of them. I want to hear if you're going to order them. If you didn't order them, I'd like to hear why you didn't decide to order them. I don't understand. If you're a fan of this kind of stuff, I think you should order these. But, you tell me. That's it for us. We're going to be back with some more Toyetic stuff, I think, in a few weeks. I never want to give an exact date because I won't ever live up to it. But we are going to have a lot of Toyetic stuff. It's the holiday season now, so there's plenty of cool stuff to talk about related to toy collecting. And I hope to see you there. In the meantime, happy hunting. Enjoy your stuff. Don't let anybody tell you differently. If you enjoy these toys, you're doing something right. I'll see you again soon, everybody. Bye-bye.